Uh, should they do what they've done on Lendal Bridge, which is stop the traffic in the middle of the day between 10 and 5, so to ease congestion and stop global warming with fumes from cars and things like that?
Interestingly, as someone who lives in the middle of York, I was very sceptical about them stopping and blocking off Lendal, and actually, I think it's been a really good thing. The
Okay.
town is really quiet during the day. The traffic out here outside Bootham is much quieter, much calmer, and on Lendal it's much calmer. It's not pushed all the traffic out onto the streets immediately outside. It's put the traffic right out the city. It's also meant an awful lot more people are using the park and ride systems. And surely that's a good thing. If people are using park and ride systems, they're leaving their car outside the city, and you've got 50 people on a bus rather than 50 cars driving into the centre of town. I think it's a good thing.
Okay. So do you think this should be used on streets in other places like London or Manchester?
I'm sure they could extend the system. I think they have other systems in place in other cities like congestion charges,
Yeah.
so that if you do come in, you could come in, but you have to pay. So that's another option that they could do it. I think it's worked quite well in London. I think in Edinburgh, for example, it hasn't worked. So it obviously is more specific to different cities.
Okay, and do you think they should do what they did with congestion charge, which is lower it for cars that are more economical? Do you think they should let certain cars through and other cars
I
not?
think that's a really good idea because it would mean more people would actually choose, if they have to come into town, then they would choose to have one of these low emission cars, and therefore there are going to be fewer cars in the town, and the ones that are there are the ones that have got low emissions or lower emissions.
So, do you think that people who are making electric cars should consider basing them around this idea and not trying to make them as good as normal cars that will be used on motorways where this system wouldn't be as effective?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it depends where they're going to be used. It would certainly be an incentive to buy a car like that, and it would be, for as far as the manufacturers and the people selling them are concerned, them it's a selling point that they can say this is a good car to use in this circumstances. So I think it would be a good thing.